Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope anticipated to lose Liam, not witness renewal. But his incredibly adulatory phenomenon means that not only is Liam well, but he was no way in peril of dying from a brain excrescence. The ruse Dr. Grace pulled was terrible and so gratuitous. Rather than medicine Liam to produce brain cancer symptoms and prize $1 million bones. From Bill for so-called experimental surgery that was no way conducted, she could have communicated the authorities. Still, she could have gone to Liam and Hope and told them that Reese bookies renewed their highway robbery pitfalls, if Grace had been allowing straight. They would have sympathized with her and surely encouraged contact with Deputy Bradley, but rather, they were victimized by another member of the again disgraced Buckingham family. Carter hasn't been suitable to realize a stable relationship during his entire adult life. However, for whatever reason, he wanted to be a married bachelorette, But St. Victor's character has constantly told the women he's fallen for that he wants his own family. Marriage and children would complete his now middle-aged life. Hope appeared to be illicit keeper because she was losing the one great love of her life, Liam. The jarring news Finn forced Grace to admit means that Liam is healthy and should remain a vital part of Hope's life then on this earth for times to come. Liam has two great loves. One was Steffi and the other is Hope. It's hard to prove, if not insolvable, which woman he loves further. It's reasonable to suggest that both great ladies hold equal places of significance in Liam's heart. Steffi is with Finn and has no intentions of leaving him for Liam. Hope is with Carter, but they aren't wedded and have no children yet. Liam openly admitted that he wanted Hope back. That, combined with Fenn and tumor, must mean that he'll at least try to make that be now. Carter was someone Hope no way considered. But his admission to liking her for a while opened Hope's eyes. This pairing snappily clicked and has been tight for a while. Where their connection was heading is questionable, grounded on both characters' romantic history and mistakes. Hope may not realize how deeply she's been affected by Liam's assumed trauma and the reality shock that Grace handed. If Hope was naturally overjoyed to learn that her son's father will continue living, or if Noelle's character feels the appetite to explore old passions with Liam again, Thomas could beget quite the stir when he returns. There's a growing enterprise that he could have been working with Grace to take Liam out of the equation to get near to Hope. Thomas despises Liam. And simply put, the feeling is collective for Liam. They refuse to pretend to like each other or get on. Thomas wouldn't feel any guilt over making Liam believe he'd brain cancer or remedying him to give him enervating headaches. One other thing to point out about Thomas is the identity of his fiancée. The last thing we knew, Thomas was engaged to Paris Grace and Reese's son. It all seems a little too accessible not to mean commodity. It's possible that Thomas could be the idol in this situation. Grace conned Bill out of $1 million bones. She told Finn that she owed Reese's lone harpies. Still, that would still leave a large balance owed if Bill handed her over $1 million bones. What if Thomas gave his unborn mama-in-law the rest of the plutocrat to keep Paris safe? The bookie was hanging to hurt Reese's daughters. Thomas wouldn't want anything to be to the woman he loves. Thomas could return and learn about Grace's crime. He might feel bad for her as she claimed she did it out of concern for her daughters. Thomas could offer to help Grace, giving aid to get out of legal trouble. Perhaps indeed giving her the $1 million to pay Bill off to keep him quiet. Thomas could have been in on it on the whole time. Those hanging phone calls could have been him. The pitfalls to hurt her daughters, that was from Thomas. He did it all. Perhaps to scarify Grace, but it could have been to wring plutocrat out of Bill to give to Grace. Perhaps, just perhaps, the gambling debt story isn't indeed real. The best possible script is that Thomas is an idol. Imagine he returns and learns the awful effects Grace did to Liam. Maybe, he's affrighted that Grace would do this to Liam, considering her hubby abducted Hope and Liam's baby and told them their invigorated failed. Still, the victim in this case, it could prove commodity huge for Thomas, if Thomas sides with Liam. He has changed and can be trusted. It could indeed forge in doubtful fellowship with Liam. Thomas is on his way back to Los Angeles and has one thing on his mind. He wants Hope back, but Carter is in the way. Thomas might need help to break this putatively happy couple up. That's where Daphne might come by. Daphne has the hots for Carter and she has not made it a secret that she wants to see further of him. There's only one problem: he's in a relationship with Hope and remains pious to her. Thomas could retain Daphne to help him break Carter and Hope up to give himself an edge to win her over again. That would be a pom-pom for Daphne, as she has wanted to jump on Carter for quite some time. Thomas and Daphne could have made a secret pact to destroy Carter and Hope's relationship in Europe. It seems like it can't be a coexistence that Daphne suddenly upped her flirt game with Carter once Thomas set his sights on returning to Los Angeles. They could have cooked a plan. However, she might have a chance at a love with him if Daphne works her magic with Carter. That would free Hope for Thomas. The last we heard, Thomas was living in Paris with Paris and Douglas. As his luck would have it, that's the same place Daphne lived in. It would take important for the Brace to meet and bandy a game plan to break Hope's relationship up with Carter. Thomas's ultimate thing is to win Hope over and break up Brooke and Ridge. No bone can deny Thomas's fidelity to Hope. She's his dream girl and he always wanted a relationship with her. Hope's passions were a little more complicated. She watched for him, but until the once many times, she didn't feel a romantic connection. But now she does. There's no telling how she'll feel when she sees him again. Thomas's return will beget chaos for two couples. He might embrace his dark side again. However, it could get messy for Hope and Brooke if he does. Luna medicines Will. Lainey balls with Zend. Lee realizes Luna is missing. Will and Elektra walk in. The promoted youthful man gushes about how great the place looks. The eatery proprietor says what happens at the party stays at the party. Cleric goes to tend to business, leaving Will and Elektra alone to converse. While they talk, Sheila watches from hence. The eatery is full of people and music is pumping from the speakers. Lainey approaches Will. This is the youthful Sally lookalike from the exercise clip. She's also one of the several interns that were brought onto Forrester Creations several months ago. They talk about work for a nanosecond. Also she tries to pull him over to the cotillion bottom. Still, Will says he'll meet her over there in a nanosecond. Elektra shows up just as Lainey is leaving. Luna gapes at her phone. The youthful woman is on social media, gaping at a print of Elektra. Lee comes running in, so Luna puts her phone face down. The croaker is all dressed up. The aunt/grandmother doesn't like leaving Luna there each alone. She begs the youthful woman not to get into any trouble. Lee will be meeting with the council soon to come up with a plan. Luna mentions she has a plan, too. The only plan she needs is to reform herself, the croaker replies. The nanosecond that Lee leaves, Luna pulls a black outfit from the dresser. Sheila and Deacon duck into the apartment while the party is going on. The waitress makes a comment about how important plutocrat Katie spent on Will's party. Cleric reminds her that the party is making them a ton of dough. They decide to get frisky. Cleric thinks she should get back to the party. Sheila thinks everything is fine. Ultimately, they talk about Luna. Luna walks in looking like Wednesday Addams with pink spectacles. Meanwhile, Will and Elektra converse with Zend. She slinks over to the bar and also apologizes for being late. The bartender didn't realize Deacon had hired anyone yet, but gives her a charger and directions. Luna wanders over to the table and lets him snare his own burger as Luna faces the other direction, also sluggishly walks down. Nothing notices anything. Everyone at Will's table puts on masks. Back at the bar, Luna grabs a bottle. The bartender says not that stuff, it should be outlawed. It doesn't indeed have an odor. The bartender tells Luna to get relief of it before someone miscalculations it for vodka. Will walks over to the bar while Luna's reverse is turned. He wants another vodka drink. Everyone at the party is dancing while drinking with masks on. Elektra makes an advertisement. It's a toast for Will's party. When the music comes back on, Will and Elektra kiss. Also, the brunette asks Will to get her another drink. At the bar, Will delays for new drinks. Luna smiles as the bartender grabs the wrong bottle, the one she was supposed to get relief of. Cleric and will reconnect. The eatery proprietor is going to hang out with his woman. A drunk Will, still wearing the mask, thanks him and gets back to partying. Lainey balls with Zend while Luna gawks at Will, who gulps down another drink. Luna smiles as she can tell that Will is starting to lose his balance a bit. Lee returns. Soon, she realizes that the youthful woman is gone. She calls Sheila, who's painting her toes. Lee tells her that Luna is gone.